just open the meeting and then we can
Sure, yeah, so
vote on
So it's 6. All right, so we'll get started. Probably the first thing we should do.
record one? Okay.
So we've got 3 of us here, so we have a quorum, right? We're good on that. Any amendments to the agenda that we want to talk about? No? Hearing none. So then we'll do election of officers.
Is Jamie here?
Jamie resigned at the last meeting, but he said he would submit a formal resignation. He hasn't done that yet. So I have him on the agenda as a member of the board, but I'm not expecting him, so I still think we should go ahead and elect new officers under the presumption that he won't.
He did verbally
He did
indicate that
verbally,
he was
yes.
stepping down
It was
off
on
the
the
board,
record.
right?
Very
Mhm.
good, yeah. All right.
All right, so election of officers. So I nominate Jim as chairman.
A second.
Is there anybody else that might be interested? Are you interested in being chair?
I guess I would do it.
Okay.
Are you saying you don't want to?
I'd prefer not to. I guess I'd take the vice chair role tonight, and if you wanted to be if you were interested in the chair.
All right, yeah, I'm not fully aware of the full scope of what that entails, but I'm willing to do that for now, and
Okay. So, I'm gonna decline the
Okay.
chair.
Yep.
Do you have another motion?
A motion to make Gabe chairman.
okay.
Second.
All those in favor?
Okay. So it's unanimous.
Okay. Then I'll make a motion to make Jim vice chair.
Second.
All those in favor?
Okay.
All right, so we got that set up. Yeah, so I just read that.
So the vice chair is just for tonight,
Sure.
okay?
Yeah.
It's just tonight.
What do you, the vice chair?
The vice chair position for me is just for tonight.
No, this is an election of officers, so this is going forward.
Right, that wasn't part of your motion to make it,
That wasn't my motion.
right? You were
Okay.
just elected to fill
That's
out
fine.
the term.
I can resign at any time.
But you haven't voted on it yet.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I thought we did. Yeah, we
For
did.
the vice chair? Oh, you
Yeah.
did, okay.
All right, so I'll let Gabe take over. It's all you, Gabe.
All right, the next order of business is the applicants, and we have a letter here from the planning board attorney, or
The applicant's attorney.
the applicant's attorney, thank you. Should I read it?
If you want to turn it over to Attorney Parkinson, and he can. kind of talk
I've
about
seen it, actually, I was in a place I wasn't able to print it, if you wouldn't mind, let me.
Sure.
Oh, it's in your packet.
Oh, yeah, of
Yeah.
course, it's in the file.
Yeah, I have a copy for everyone in there.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is basically asking for a postponement, a tabling of the matter until certain things happen, and then that would be the 3, a determination by an independent traffic engineer, a peer review, we're calling it, that's what the board voted to do last time. And since this, I don't want to steal your thunder, Carly, but you've been in contact with some reputable traffic engineers, firms, Goral Palmer and Sebago Techniques. Those are 2 top firms in Maine that I recommended, and both will be submitting proposals to the planning board or the select board for approval for a peer review. Thanksgiving, everybody's very busy, so I expect you'll see that early in December. I can't say exactly how long it would take to get that work turned around, but I would think by January, at some point in January, they ought to be able to turn that around. But they're going to have to be the one that of that. I have had some discussion with the attorney, Georgia Bullock, who was here the other night with the applicant, and she's indicating that they're not going to oppose this and that they will, be responsible for the fee, but that has to, of course, I want to have them agree to that in writing before the firm is actually hired. So good progress has been made on that. The second thing is about.
Can we just
Oh, sure.
ask a question while we're on
Yeah.
that subject? So who selects the alternate firm?
I gave Carly two recommendations, Sebago and Coral Palmer, and I'm expecting to.
No, that's correct.
Right. So I think the. No, actually, the select board is the one that approves the money, and that's who they represent the town. You don't sign the contract, but I think that you would be the ones that would, if there's two side by side, to pick which one, and hopefully it'll be clear.
So the planning board will choose
Yeah.
which
Yes.
consultant will be the independent
Yes.
consultant?
Thank you for
Okay.
that.
Because the money, there's no money involved for the town, it's because the applicant.
It's a pass through.
Okay,
In other words, there'll be a bill, but and best practice is, and I would highly recommend it, is that they'll come up with the consultant will come up with a fee for their services that be paid in advance in escrow, and then when the work is done, the town treasurer
All right, excellent.
releases that from escrow, so you don't have any miscommunications.
that's a tender way of putting it. Yes, miscommunications.
So the
Okay,
rest of this
Thank you.
letter talks about the determination of the allowed use, and my understanding, I think it was from Carly, which was that your regular town attorney, Sally Daggett, is saying it's inappropriate for her at this stage to weigh in on that because she's actively representing the appeals, and that and so, in my opinion, this determination of the use goes to the CEO, and the CEO can give you an email or a letter.
And there is a letter from the code officer included in your packet.
Oh, there is. Okay. November 28th, thank you. Short and sweet. Based on the original plan for parking lot, I found that parking is allowable for the property located at map and lot on State Road.
so it's appropriate for the CEO to make the
Yes.
determination, not the planning board?
Yeah, there's case law that the CEO is the decider of the use. The planning board is the decider of all these, like, multiple criteria. If the use is allowed, you have to decide whether they've met their burden of proof to go forward with their project. But whether the use is appropriate or not is with the CEO, and there's case law that supports that I know pretty well.
Because I thought there was something in the ordinance that said if there was
It does say in the ordinance, in all ordinances, that the plan, one of the things you vote on is in conformity with the zoning ordinance and all ordinances in town. And so it would sort of give you the impression that you've got a say, but I think the best way of putting it is the final
Okay.
say is with the CEO or the Board of Appeals. The CEO's determination could be appealed to the Board of Appeals and then to the court, God forbid, that would
Okay.
be the track. But I hear what you're saying, because there is a little bit, it's a little bit odd. On the one hand, you're supposed to vote on that, and on the other hand, I'm telling you, the CEO decides. But that's what the case law and the tradition in Maine is. I had, not to digress, a case where the planning board felt that there should be a cluster ordinance in town, but there wasn't. And so they told the applicant, come back with a cluster proposal and we'll approve this. If you don't, we won't. And they did, and they approved it, and the code officer said, I can't issue any building permits here because there's no ordinance that allows this. So it was a very awkward situation for the code enforcement officer to be head to head with the planning board. So hoping that doesn't happen.
Is that Richmond?
Close. You're getting very warm, but it's not Richmond. You're very warm. I hate it when people. I shouldn't have. I didn't name names though. Then finally, the use, and then they're hoping that the town appoints some more people to the board. cases to have, a full board, but you can proceed
Right.
with 3. I'm not,
Okay.
So the task before you is to decide whether to grant this motion to table the application. And you should be, if you are inclined to grant it, that you should say how long it's tabled to, something like the next meeting after the traffic study is, or the peer review is completed, so that everybody has that in hand. And we don't know exactly when that's going to be right now. I mean, it is possible, I'm duty bound to tell you this, to go for, continue going forward tonight, and there's a bunch of, there's a handful more, criteria that we haven't addressed. You got about 3/4 of the way through, remember the last time
Yeah.
it was getting late, 10 o'clock, and decided to knock it off for good reason. I think probably best practice would be to have the applicant here, and it seemed to be a pretty healthy relationship where they supply comment back and forth that would help you in your decision making. So again, it's not my town, my decision, but my recommendation would be to seriously consider the request to table the application.
Now, we went through all that criteria last time we were here, right? So like if there was any criteria that didn't make the yes vote, right, like is the proposal dead?
You need to go through everything and then have a vote up or down on the application. You meaning either it continues to be U3 or an expanded group. And then there's a motion to approve the application, to deny the application. I have it in my notes that there was a negative vote on the traffic, and there was a request for this traffic peer review. And was the other one, was it wetlands or something?
Yeah.
That
1-5 had a 0-5 vote.
1-5 had a 0-5 vote.
Yeah, 1-5 and 1.16 had a 3-2.
If they bring in new
3-2
information,
that they met it or didn't meet it.
did not.
Did not meet it.
That was which one again?
1-5 had a 0-5.
0-5, yeah.
Approved, disapproved.
Okay, that's the traffic, yeah. And then the other one was,
I had 1.16 had a 3-2, but I presume that was not in favor. I don't have
116, did you say?
1.16.
If this was tabled, does that mean that when it does come back, it starts from the beginning?
No. I mean, I believe that these votes stand, and that what is going to be difficult is if there are new members appointed, that they need to,
That's what I mean, like,
they need to go back and listen to everything, all the tapes, if they're going to participate on the voting on these. There was a public hearing, and
or do we go back through it, or is that just not?
I don't see the need for you to go back through it, but, you could reconsider, for example, if, I'm not telling you what your outcome would be, but if the peer review came in and answered all your questions, you could say, I make a motion to reconsider our vote on 1-5, for example,
Okay.
and say, in light of what we've learned, this is very illuminating, we learned a lot, I changed my mind. I'm not suggesting you do that. That would be how you would do that. I don't think you can put these new board members to the test. First meeting, voting on something that they have no
Yeah.
background in.
Okay.
And it's a big ask to ask them to listen to everything and read everything. Some will and some won't, and it's sort of up to them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter, so what you're saying is, like, we went through each one of these, and certain ones we wrote no on, and certain ones we wrote yes on.
Yeah.
That doesn't really matter.
Well, it matters. It still it stays sort of in stasis. It's sort of frozen for now, and then we can unthaw it, unpack it, and I'm assuming if you vote for the tabling, you'll hear all what there is to hear about the traffic, and then you can continue on with 3 more or 5 more that you had to get through.
And then you just make a generalized vote.
Right. Well, what I would recommend is, I write all this up, in a, like, summary fashion, and you look at it, and say, yeah, that was pretty much what we said, or no, you missed it, change this, and then vote on each one, or you already have voted on, vote on the extra one, then vote up or down.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be an odd outcome to, say that they met all their criteria and not vote yes, or if they didn't meet the criteria and vote,
No.
or they didn't meet it and vote yes, or, your decision should follow the.
Right.
And where did we leave off?
You left off,
I just want to clarify, I think you actually, on 1.6, I have standard has been met. I have 1.9 was tabled, and 1.5 was voted down, 0.5.
yeah, so that was about getting more info on the use, I think
So,
that's right.
I think that 1.116, it says 3 to 2 standard has been met, it did vote in favor of.
Right,
I'm reading my notes.
yeah, that's what I had.
All right, so we've got 2 options, right? They would be to either table the vote or continue with it, right?
Table the application until the traffic review is complete.
So, if I may, Mr. Chair, if you don't mind.
Yeah, please.
Part of the proposal to the consultant should be that they're here, that they attend the meetings.
We
So
can,
they should plan on 1 or 2, probably at least 1, if not 2 meetings. Hopefully be just 1. Okay,
Carly can
yeah, okay.
communicate that. That would be typically true, you don't just be looking at a letter.
All right. So we're voting to either table or to continue on this evening,
Right,
okay?
so somebody might make a motion.
And just discussion, I think we should probably table it, right? It's only fair, right? We need to have, like, we voted to have the study, right? So I mean, I think it'd be crazy for us to continue without the findings of the study.
I wouldn't feel comfortable without the applicant here, anyway,
Right.
so.
All right, so I'll make a motion that we table any vote on this until we review the traffic study, when we don't know when that will be.
Right, the,
They've asked until January, and it'd be the latest, they thought. But of course, we don't know what the independent consultant will do.
the table it till a meeting after the traffic review is completed.
Second, I'll second that.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor?
Okay.
All right, so that this is tabled until the traffic study is completed, until, once the traffic study is completed,
The traffic review.
the traffic review, I'm sorry, it will be the next meeting, after that, not, it can't be like the traffic review is done, and it's the next meeting, but the next.
Right, the traffic review comes in at midnight on
Right.
Monday, you don't have to do it.
Right, so it would be the next
Yeah.
one after that, okay. So I guess it would be the second meeting after the review.
I mean, why don't you just leave it as is, and then let, if it comes in an unreasonable way,
Okay,
or, for example, the applicant says, that's when my daughter is getting married or something like that.
Right.
That you can be a little flexible
Sure.
about that.
that's great. Next item is public information and comment. Is there any comment from the public?
Nice haircut.
Thank you. The next item is setting the next meeting date, which would be Tuesday, December 12th. Is that a good with everyone on the board?
And that's our regular December meeting that we have, there's already an agenda for, right?
Yes, and I have the applications for you to take home tonight, so you can look at those.
Perfect.
Oh, great, thank you.
It's fine. Fine with me.
All right, so, do we vote on that, or do we just agree to that?
Yeah, no, that's just just
Everyone's
more of an
good.
announcement, you don't need to
Sure.
vote on that.
Okay, then,
We voted on that before, though. haven't we?
Yeah,
Okay. But you don't need us to vote on it?
no.
Okay.
all right, then that concludes our meeting. Meeting adjourned.
You need-
I'd make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Motion that we adjourn, right.
And then you would call for the all in favor.
All in favor?
There we go.
Good.
Great job.
Awesome.
Okay.
Natural.
So I'll see you again.
Nice to